The Eastern Roman Empire and the Lower Mountain Dynasty, these two ancient empires, never been a peaceful neighbor. Geographically, they are distributed in the eastern part of the Mediterranean Sea, and the Persian Plateau, the borders of the two empires, are bound to conflict. The Eastern Roman Empire inherited the glory of the Roman Empire. Sitting on Constantinople controls a vast territory in the eastern Mediterranean, and the Sassanid Dynasty were the guardians of Persia. Since its establishment in 224 AD, always dedicated to restoring the former glory of the Persian Empire, this geopolitical confrontation, plus different cultures, religious and political systems, make them doomed to an inevitable conflict. Eastern Roman Empire, although it claims to have inherited the brilliance of Rome, but by the 6th century has weathered several serious civil unrest. Invasion with foreign enemies, the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire was left isolated, an island at the border between Europe and Asia. However, the Eastern Roman Empire did not decline. Due to its prime location and thriving trade networks, Eastern Rome was still, at that time, one of the most powerful countries in the world. Military Tannenberg as the capital of the empire, it was the center of trade between the East and the West. It is also a military center, securing strategic access to Europe and Asia. However, the emperor, the internal problems of the country, the rulers of Eastern Rome have always been troubled. Constant coups, civil unrest, and religious differences make this vast empire they're often unstable. The Sassanid dynasty was a powerful force in the Eastern Roman Empire. Opponents also faced similar problems. The Sassanid dynasty inherited the traditions of the Persian Empire, highly culturally advanced, focusing on the development of religion and philosophy. The Sassanites are Zoroastrians. This religious ideology, with the struggle between good and evil at its core, it deeply influenced their political and social system. King Sassan is regarded as the spokesperson of God. Their rule is considered sacred, however. The Sassan dynasty was not without challenges. The power struggle within the empire, the rebellion of the nobles, and the ongoing conflict with nomadic groups. The kings of Sassan were overwhelmed. The rivalry between the two empires, it didn't happen overnight. As early as the Roman Empire, the war between Persia and Rome. It's been going on for centuries. Both sides in Mesopotamia, Armenia, and the Caucasus compete for control. After each conflict, the two sides often reach short-lived peace agreements. But that peace never really lasted. By the time of Eastern Rome and the Sassanid dynasty, the hostility between the two sides has taken root. Every border friction could lead to large-scale war. At 602, the fuse of war has finally been ignited. Emperor Maurus of the Eastern Roman Empire, overthrown by the army, the usurper Phorcys seized the throne. The rise of Phorcys. Not only did it plunge the Eastern Roman Empire into civil strife, also for the Sassanid dynasty, offers a great opportunity. Down the mountain, King Hostility II. Close relationship with Maurus. He took Maurus's revenge as an excuse. Declare war on the Eastern Roman Empire. The war began. The Sassan army was under the command of Khoslau, quickly captured large swaths of the Eastern Roman Empire, including Syria, important regions such as Palestine and Egypt. The Sassanid dynasty, in just a few years, achieved a stunning military victory. The Eastern Roman Empire fell into an unprecedented crisis. This war, not just the result of a power struggle, there is a deeper contradiction behind him. The conflict between the Eastern Roman Empire and the Sassanid dynasty, in fact, it is a confrontation between two different civilizations. The Eastern Roman Empire represented Christian civilization. Their culture, law, and political system deeply influenced by Roman tradition. The Lower Mountain Dynasty represented the Persian civilization. Zoroastrianism and the traditions of the Persian Empire shaped their social structure and political ideology. The competition between the two empires in parliamentary politics, add religious differences, make their conflict inevitable. The outbreak of this war, it's like two savings. The long-standing forces finally collide. Dongrova Empire and Sassanid Dynasty, trying to get through this war, re-establish yourself in the Middle East, and the dominance of the Mediterranean region. However, the cost of war is tremendous. This conflict, in the end, not only did the vitality of the two empires suffer, but also for the subsequent rise of the Islamic Empire. paved the way, so let's just say that. The conflict between the Eastern European Equine Empire and the Sassanid Dynasty, it's a game of geopolitics. It is also the collision of civilization and religion. The war broke out in 602 AD. Just the climax of this long-running hostility, the showdown of two empires will in the coming decades revolutionize the course of history in the Middle East and the Mediterranean.